Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, 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 Kogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
And I welcome you all to the show. All the regulars here in chat. How y'all doing? I'm glad that you're all here because today is going to be a very meaningful day for me. All right. Why? Because today we're going to begin with a game that I played for the first time ever back in the 1990s when it was a new release on the PlayStation 1. Back then was a really big burgeoning time for RPGs. Previous to the PS1 era, most RPGs weren't that long because everything was on a cartridge. So you couldn't have a long game because it didn't fit, just data-wise. It was remarkable that games such as Final Fantasy VI even fit on like a Super Nintendo cartridge. But when the PlayStation 1 came out and everything became CD storage based, all of a sudden RPGs blew up. I mean, tons of them on every console available that ran on a CD. And it was like this big epic era. And I remember just all these cool games were coming out on PlayStation 1. But this series, Suikoden, or however you say it, because here's the thing. Back then, no one said these things in person. Seriously. So many games would come out and you'd say it one way, and another person would say it another way, and no one would know how you're actually supposed to pronounce. For the longest time, everyone said it was Ryu in Street Fighter. No one knew it was pronounced Ryu. So, in regards to this series, I'm going to say it's Suikoden, but hey, if we determine later it's pronounced differently, that's fine. It basically hit every single checkbox for me of what I was looking for in an RPG. Okay, a very well-written, emotional story. Yes. Tons of notable, interesting characters. Yes. Great graphics for the time. Yes, of course, now here we are over 30 years later. And an amazing soundtrack that took advantage of the fact that RPGs were moving from cartridge to CD-based. Yes, all of those things. So what did I just do? I accidentally just hit something. Did that screw up the podcast? I hope not. I hit a button on my keyboard that went crazy. I think I hit print screen. Anyway, all of those things combined, and then on top of that, it introduced new elements. This game actually has big army battles where you control an army that could be different kinds of troops. You have spearmen or cavalry or people on foot or people that are snipers, and they face off against other army groups in a kind of like a rock, paper, scissors style. And you have to win these big battles multiple times during the game at epic points, and they actually determine, your outcomes of the story and stuff like that. So this game is great in that regard. And then on top of that, at the time, Suikoden had the most playable characters of any video game. 108 recruitable, playable characters in Suikoden. How crazy is that? And that was kind of the gimmick, the 108 stars. Can you recruit all of them to your team to save the world? So, pretty awesome. Now, here's the thing. Today, we're playing the remake. It just came out this morning. Like, you couldn't even download it last night. It came out overnight on Steam. From what I'm to understand, dramatically improved graphics with new effects and stuff like that. The music sounds great. So it's going to be an epic collection. However, it is a JRPG. It is over 30 years old. Well, around 30 years old at this point. And it's going to be a slow-paced game with turn-based combat. Okay? Many of you might be turned off by this. A lot of people, sadly, in my viewing audience, have this like installed bias against JRPGs, notably the classics, all right? Over the years, there are certain games that I have played that meant something to me. It wasn't just, it's a game I'm doing a playthrough of for enjoyment. It's like, this is a game I grew up with. This is a game that's part of my history. The Suikoden series 1 and 2 are most definitely that to me. And I know that as we're hearing this music and everything, it's going to be epic. And I'm going to be feeling things, remembering stuff from my past, very nostalgic, okay? So I'm going to love this. But I don't know for how many people this is going to turn into something that you're going to enjoy. You really have to enjoy classic RPGs to really like this game. But what I will say is, if you're here for a relaxing, interactive, chill, hangout style vibe where we can talk and interact and have a good time with each other's company while we're experiencing a classic RPG, this could be one of the best playthroughs I've ever done. I would compare it to, remember when we played Dragon Quest 11 many years ago, and it was just a very lengthy playthrough, but we treated it as a time to just hang out and have a good time rather than, oh, we always have to be so invested in the game. And because of that, there were people who would show up for that game who didn't even like RPGs but had a great time, you know? So I feel like we can do that, but I need people to buy into that and not say, oh, it's just a JRPG and I hate JRPG, so I'm not coming back until Phil's done with this one, you know? You have to understand that I'm kind of playing the games that are available right now. What are all the games available? RPGs, right? And even the games I've skipped, you know, I'm playing Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's an RPG. Avowed. That's an RPG. Now the Suikoden Collection. That's an RPG. What games did I recently skip? Monster Hunter Wilds. That's an RPG. We're doing it again. Literally, the gaming industry is doing it again. It's going into RPG overload. And there's nothing as a gamer I can do about that. I have to play the games that are available. Now, in reality, I'm happy with the games that we're playing. I like Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I know I'm going to like the Suikoden Collection, okay? But, admittedly, there could be a lot of people who are upset and say you're playing too many RPGs. Well, my goal is to keep other games in the rotation. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in there firmly, and I am playing it at least 2 to 3 times a week, and we're having a great time with that. I want to get fighting games in the rotation. I just started playing retro fighting games. We can go back to Street Fighter 6 if we desire. I want to keep action balanced with RPG. So that way it's not literally every single stream is a slow-paced RPG and people tune out for 2-3 months. That's what happened last year around this time, is that the first 3-4 months of the year was just RPG overload. All right? So let's see how it goes today. I'm feeling positive. I know that no matter what, the playthrough will be something special to me and notable for those who like RPGs and or my gaming history. But for a lot of people, there's not action and this is going to be too slow-paced or whatever. And I get that, but I would ask maybe give it at least a shot, at least give it a try and see if you do like just hanging out rather than being so incredibly intensely focused on what game I'm playing for a change. I think it's going to work out in the long run. I really do. But let's find out, all right? The collection itself, I think, was $50 for 2 games. It's not just one. It's Suikoden 1 and 2, both of which are lengthy RPGs. And by the way, they're direct sequels, meaning they actually continue the story, unlike Final Fantasy, where every single game reboots the story or has a totally new plot line with different characters in a different universe. In this game, it's the same world, the same storyline continuing on. Now, am I going to actually play both of them back to back? No, absolutely not. I would like to play one over the course of the next month to month and a half, and then after that, give it a break. And then in the future, bring in 2 and play that, okay? So let's see how 1 goes. I'm excited for today. Really, I've been anticipating this for a long time, but I just haven't really been hyping it up because, sadly, I know how my audience is. And I am nervous that every time I play this game, we're going to get like 150 viewers across both platforms, you know, it's YouTube and Kick. And that's a concern. I want to be playing stuff that's going to bring people to my streams. I don't want to be playing stuff that people don't care about. So let's see how it goes. But I really hope that you guys will give it a shot. Okay? So let's see. All right.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is, it's dumb kids.